So I'm going to pull the roster up for you. I don't even think you know all of these names. I'm actually willing to bet you don't know all of these names. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. Buddy Boeheim, do you think he'll be back next
No.
year? Okay. Troy Brown Jr.
Didn't we just pick him up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he makes the roster next year.
He's on a friendly contract where it is guaranteed, but it's only guaranteed up to a certain point. So if he's cut at this one date, then the contracts come off the book. Cade Cunningham, he'll be on the team. You'll need to answer that. Jalen Duren, the first tricky one. Do you think he'll still be on the roster next year?
Are we talking about after draft, before draft? We're talking about right now, just of the roster as is.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's whatever you want to throw into where you're like, if the Pistons get the number 1 overall pick, I see them drafting Alex Sarr and I see them trading Jalen Duren. If that's the angle you want to go with, you can.
I think he stays.
Okay. Tossin Iwoma.
No, he'd be a G League player.
He is a G League player right now. He's on a 10-day.
Yep.
Malachi Flynn, do you think he'll be back? He had a 50-point game.
Doesn't mean anything. We still lost. It's just another loss. No, I don't think he remains on the roster.
Okay. Simone Fontecchio. He is a restricted free agent. I think he'll be back too. Evan Fournier.
I think Fournier will be a good trade piece next year for maybe a team that's more willing to compete for something bigger than what we have.
Because I think he's on a team option, so they can pick it up and it'll be like 18, 19 million, which on 1 year, some teams might take it. Taj Gibson, do you think he'll be back as a player or a coach?
I hope neither.
Okay, dude. Quentin Grimes.
I think he remains on the roster.
Okay, good. I like him a lot. Jaden Ivey.
No.
Okay. Ooh. I agree with you on that one too. I don't know why I said
it's not that I don't want him. It's what I think they're gonna do with the roster. I would love to keep him. I really like watching him play. But with the way that they're moving, I think he's going to transition somewhere else, and I think we might get draft picks out of him.
Would you rather watch Jaden Ivey play really well next year, but the Pistons still lose less than 20? The Pistons win less than 20 games, or trade Jaden Ivey and they win 25?
I'd rather right now it's wins, baby.
Okay.
We keep Jaden Ivey, but we only lose 26 in a row instead of 28. No, let's get rid of him.
But there are some fans out there that would be totally fine with keeping Jaden Ivey and watching him develop, even if it meant the Pistons were going through another losing. I mean, they'd go through another losing season if they wasn't on the roster. But like,
Bass.
If you could tell me, like,
I think we can get something out of him.
What about Metu? And the reason I'm saying his name, because I have left a couple players off, and I will leave a couple players off on this because I don't think some of them are coming back. But I shout out to my boy Cameron. He always loves to drop questions to me on X. And he had said he would rather the Pistons stop going with reclamation projects and bring veterans like Metu back. So what do you think about Metu?
I wouldn't be upset if they kept him.
Okay.
That's not something that I think would be a really negative impact on the team.
He has like a 5th or 6th big. I could see that.
Yeah.
Jared Roden. Now he's on a 2-way deal. He does play with the Motor City Cruise, but he had a little cup of coffee with the Pistons.
I think he stays in a Pistons organization, but he's not going to be on the roster. I think he'll stay in the G League and we'll use him. I think he's a great player to use just to cover injuries. I think he's a good call up for a 10-day just whenever they need him, and he does play well.
Marcus Sasser.
Yes.
Okay. Isaiah Stewart.
I want to say no, but yes.
Okay. Asar Thompson. That's a pretty easy one.
He's staying.
Stanley Amude. This is one of my favorite players.
I would love Amude to stay.
Yep, same.
I would love to. Yep.
Kind of a controversial name we're gonna say right now. It's James Wiseman.
God.
Okay.
He's out. He's gonna. I think he is a very good garbage minute player for us. I would like to keep him. I would like to keep him as a backup big, because if we're gonna draft guard coming up here pretty soon, I think he is a good guy to come and fill in for Duren for a couple minutes if Duren can stay out of foul trouble. But I think they're gonna move on with him.
So you would rather have James Wiseman be the backup versus them finding someone else in free agency?
It depends on the availability, but from what James Wiseman has showed me, he hasn't played that horrible. I mean,
He's been up and down.
he's been very up and down, but I think he just the last game didn't he have like a 23-17 game versus San
I don't
Antonio?
think I don't. Ooh, if he did that against San Antonio, ooh, that's crazy.
But when Wembanyama Mama was not playing,
Oh, dude.
but the thing that you shared with was it Rashid?
Oh,
We
he did
call
have
him
21 points.
Wama or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
we called him. I lost him, man. I was like, yeah, but
you're
no,
right.
he had a good
21 and
game.
17, 21
Yeah.
and 17. Wow.
See, I know stuff too.
Yeah.
But I like his fill-in minutes. I really do because he's kind of established himself and he can play with other bigs. So I do like him on the roster. They did bring him in this year last year from Golden
They
State.
brought him in last year.
Last year from Golden State. I think Golden State didn't give him an opportunity. I like James Wiseman. He is still pretty young, but I think they do move on with James Wiseman.
Okay. I think they